In my mind, I always told myself, I am a galaxy. As a man thinks, so he is. I didn't think of myself as a man, nor an African. I thought of myself as the galaxy. So my brain started to think like that. And once my brain started to think like that, the information in the galaxy started to come into me. Mine was wired differently. When I hear words like creator, my spirit will say, but I'm infinite. I was never created. When I hear words like beginning and end, because I'm speaking from my spirit, then my spirit says, but there's no beginning and end to me. So the God in me started to teach me that, hey, if death exists between time and space, and I start writing poetry. And now as the book of Ron that I wrote 10 years ago made me aware that the universe was talking to me, like all of us. When you look at words, it programs you. It creates a maze in your mind. Letters and words are not natural to human beings. Sound is more natural than writing. Writing comes secondary to man. Sound is primary in the universe. Sound everywhere. Words are not everywhere. So the sound comes before the word.
The vibration.
The vibration comes, so the vibration is the word. Work with. And to me is, inspiration come, you write it down, you say, holy shit. Everybody say you're crazy, you're this, you're that, but you're thinking differently. You just need the time to wrap your head around what's going on. You have to transfer it now from the spirit, and you have to bring it to the flesh. That's the hard part. How do you take what they call the spiritual mind, which is the infinite mind, and bring it to the planet Earth? You have to know how to package it. How do you bring the entire universe in a book? You have to condense it. How do you describe the entire universe? Plastic, stars, money, bank account, action, everything in the universe. How do you describe it? Love? A stone cannot fall in love with my ideas. How do I describe my ideas in relation to a stone? Change and balance. Everything is changing and it has no opposites. Change has no opposite. Balance has no opposite. When you say no change, the word change is still there. When you say unchanged, the word change is still there. When you say off balance, the word balance is still there. So it's not an opposite, it's a shift. When you say dark and light, that is an opposite. Love and hate, that's an opposite. Anything that has an opposite cannot be universal. My iPhone cannot fall in love with my taste, so it's not universal. It works for us. But my taste is changing and balancing, and my iPhone, based on the temperature, is changing and balancing. So they have something in common. The color in the curtain is changing and balanced, so the curtain is red. And because everything is changing in the universe to balance to become what you perceive it to be. So if you are an electrical magnetic vibration or energy, line or particles, how did you become flesh? You weren't made or created by the infinite network. You change based on your location into flesh over time. And then your mind changed. So now how did you write the Bible? When your brain started to work in this realm, this is when you said God created, because it is you an extension of the all. You didn't create it, you recognized your environment. And it was good. And then you slept after the seventh day. The infinite God, the all, does not sleep. So in the Bible, when your brain starts to see what's around you, that's when you saw it was good. So when they say, and God created this and God created that, the right word to use is recognize. So you recognize it. You didn't create it, balance. Everything. Everything. From your vocal cords to the word, to you moving your hands on the paper, to when your mind changes, your hands change to create the balance you call words on a paper. The end result, the words never change on the paper. When the ink goes on the paper, the ink is still moving. Okay? Put it in water, it changes. What's on the stone changes. But your mind has to change for you to move your hands, and you produce the word, and what you produced or what. So it's a connected infinite change and balance for you to write. So once you finish those words, that's like you becoming flesh. Your thoughts now, your vibration is transferred to a writing, and the word has power. Because you're transporting your inspiration. So because you are a change and balance, you could change into anything. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you could change into music. So when you're playing music, what are you doing? You're changing your energy into what? Music. Bob Marley lives forever. You see what I'm saying?
I see what I get it.
You see? So how do we change governments? Change your mind so you're not sad. Is the word in the Bible. The word is also a change and balance from multiple humanity. The purpose of the word is for us to understand each other. The most important thing you need to learn is this. The three standing that we stand on. The overstanding is the infinite galaxy. The understanding is the books that we have on earth. They're limited. They cannot and will never explain the infinite galaxy above or below us. No above and below exist. It's just infinite. So what we call the overstanding is what's in all these books. The inner standing is the same thing up there in the stars, what's inside you. Because that's the infinite loop, right? And then the understanding is you trying to document your experience. Here comes the Bible. So all these books on planet Earth that we've already written, it's called the understanding. Now that's limited. And the reason why men are always fighting each other is because the understanding of the infinite inside and the overstanding, the understanding is limited. So we're always fighting because what we're sharing with each other, trying to create harmony, it's incomplete. So, I think you got the aha moment now.
We're still bumbling. We're bumbling.
Yes.
And we go to fighting like kids.
Yes.
Like kids. Oh my God.
Now
his wars, wow.
So my job was to teach humanity that you're still babies. And until you understand what God is doing and start using that as the commonality between you, you could be in harmony again. Pay attention to the butterfly. They change in balance. They don't have a mind, but they're doing what God is doing. The birds change formation. When one is tied at the front, they change to balance. The dolphin. Nature is following the law of the universe because we have the ability to document around us. You see, the brain is just a way to transfer nature into a book called Media Nature and then the Bible. We know how to transfer through our strainer. The mind is just a strainer. It takes and it perceives the environment with the eyes and the senses, and it transforms it into words. But snail and ants also have language and markings. Tree bark has language. The tree leaves have language. The universe have writings. We think we're the only one that's writing something. A snail is leaving a trail. The Bible is just a snail trail. It's a breadcrumb. Our experience is all that we're recording. And because our experience is all that we're recording, wait a minute. So our mind is just a transformer. Our mind is just a transformer. And we're electrical magnetic energy. At some point, we're going to become a transformer. So we are trying to transform our organic flesh into metal. So we are an electrical magnetic program, and our infinite life is based on the information we collect here to build memory, so we could put this memory into machine, so we could go in other dimensions in space. The human consciousness and the purpose of us and the purpose of energy is to change the balance. Because this life never started and it will never end, we have tools among us to transform us into other entities. Bob Marley lives forever in the capsules of the digital age. So the infinite life is what we're doing with our mind, our memories, our emotions and our feelings, and all the documentation on the internet. We're transforming ourselves into stories. Does Jesus live forever? Look at the story. He's flesh. We could take our mind 10 billion years from now and we could create memory. We're creating a memory bank of our experience as the all. The all is playing with itself. But God is playing through us. Kabbalah teaches we're here to experience the beauty of what we are changing, and Professor James Smalls will say we're God having a blah 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 experience. Right? But I am not God, I am part of the all. Well, how do I activate the all? How do I pray? Do I pray to earthly deities who didn't say some of these words? Or do I say give thanks to the all? Now, when my power words say give thanks to the all, does that activate the birds? Does that activate every black hole? Yes, because I recognized it like I did before. But when I say give thanks to the all, I do not leave out nothing which is infinite.
Right.
So now that everything in the infinite recognize me, I become it, it becomes me. I am in frequency, and then it will direct me in whatever direction I need to go, and I'll be safe. So what they didn't want us to do was to tap in back into the grid. The Indians were tapped into the grid. The Africans were dancing around fire, tapped into the grid. Be still and know that I'm your God. It means that when you rotate around a fire like the earth is going around the sun, you're still, because you're moving like the earth is moving around the sun. If you sit down, you're not still. If you sit down, you're not still. Because you have to dance to be still. It is when you're moving.
You gotta move to be still.
There you go. So they got everything backwards. So the Africans were dancing around fire. And the frequency of the universe was coming into them so they could communicate with the rain. So if the Indians wanted it to rain, they would beat the drum, activate the frequency, and then they would dance in a circle. They were still, and in their consciousness and subconscious or whatever, they'll say, we want rain, we want rain. And the clouds was like, uh-oh, I think somebody wants rain. Let's go over there. You see what I'm saying? They activated the network in the all. So when the white man came and saw them, he was like, hey, what are they doing? The white man didn't know what it was. But then he saw all what they were doing, and he's trying to understand. He's trying to do what? What the word I use? Understand. And he wrote all these books trying to put spirituality in a book. You can't do that. Without the dance and the movement and the fire and the drum, you can't put God in a book. God is a change and a balance. So if you're changing, and you have some of the books, but you need everything to activate God. You just don't need some words in a book. You got to dance. You got to have the fire. You got to have all the elements to activate the God force so the God force can lead you. And you need to say the right words to recognize what God is. So as long as man has lived, they don't know God is a change and a balance. They're thinking of God as a creator. And they're also thinking of God as a higher being. Now, is your head higher than your toenail? No. Is the sun higher than the earth? Everything
it's all a part of the same system.
So if we have an infinite system, that nothing is higher than nothing, why are you looking for a higher being? So use the wrong word again. So now you're looking for something outside of you, and it's messing with your system. It's messing with your ability to communicate with it. It's messing with your ability to communicate with God. Or, we don't use the word God. We can do it. But God equals the all. Now, the all is the one. The one is not the all. Because somebody's going to jump out. I'm God. Okay, all right. Easy yourself. You're part of the network. You're not the network. And the bird will never disrespect us and say, I'm God. Easy, birdie. I got a brain, you don't. The butterfly will never disrespect. The butterfly is being. And when man started disrespecting everything around him, man got thrown out of the garden. Because all he wanted was knowledge, and all he wanted was understanding. That all it wants to do is to understand everything around it. And it will never. So man will always be incomplete if he doesn't stop use his mind of flesh and infinite mind of change and balance. You see, the butterflies follow the law of change and balance. And the animals recognize the law of recognition. And the law of recognition, when you pray to the all, you recognize all. So then that's when your prayer is right and it will be answered. You have no fear because you know you can't die. And most of these teachers who teach people they can't die, they lose their fear. It's like, oh, we want them to pay taxes. We want them to buy life insurance. What do I need that for? I'm going to come back again and again and again. So, what is death? Doesn't exist. But while I'm here, I'm going to be present. And the Power of Now book states, let me enjoy the now. So the people who are fighting for their little money in their house, their level of consciousness haven't attained this level yet. Their supreme intelligence has yet to be activated. So when you read their books, and, oh, the Creator, and I'm waiting on the higher beings, like, well, if you're part of the being, how can it be higher than you? So you just want to activate it. Oh. So I came to teach them, and through my revelation of studying so many things, when you study all this information, it will crack your skull.
It'll crack your skull, man. No, for real. It'll crack your skull wide open, man. You have to...
Ah.
You hospitalize yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? Nah, for real. For real. Find yourself in hospice, man.
Good. Just like Neo. After they plugged him out, he had to learn Tai Chi.
Right.
So, universal mind. Because I stopped thinking like humans and I start thinking like a galaxy. And what happens when you start thinking like a tree and the wind blows next to the tree and the tree bends and you start writing these damn poetry. And the poetry now is the language of nature. Because when you look at the tree and if the wind blows, put it down and shut your mouth. And what is the law of recognition? If the all is speaking to you, shut your mouth. Don't tell nobody. Because now you're crazy. But when you write it down and then publish it, then you're rich. It's like, wait, I thought I was crazy. But because I have money, because you transfer the all into currency. So ain't nothing wrong with making money. Because it's you taking the all power and changing balance. Remember? Change and balance work in the bank account. You with me?
Yeah.
So if change and balance work in the bank account, because it's a part of the all. All instruments here belongs to the all. Now, who does it belong to? Is there anything but the all? The only thing that exists is the all. What else is there? The nothing? The nothing is also the all. You start with zero. Zero's a damn number. Because you start with zero. So what encompasses zero? The all. So math, and then we go to different realms. So how I explain sin to people, S-I-N, sign, which is a curve in math. So if you are a vibration, if you turn into a straight line, what will happen to you? We can travel faster as a line, right? If you need to navigate the network. But if you are a lie detector line, because your heart is not light as a feather, you created a criminal act, you're going to be a lie detector. So here comes the word to help man to be a line. So you can now become this line and travel after transformation, which we call death. So the word saves you, but the salvation in the word is to keep your line like a smooth curve so you're not a sinner. A sinner is the amplitude of a lie detector. When you're a liar, you become like a lie detector. That's the spirits that are running around here and they can't travel because their vibration is off. So when you transform after Ma'at into another realm, I'm still here. I thought I left Earth. No, man, you got still a lot of work to do to straighten up. Because you lied, you cheated, you stole.
And it's nothing but sidewinding.
Exactly.
Instead of a straight line. You're not traveling, you just sidewinding. You just...
Yes. So now, this is why the word saves us. Because the experience we have through the development of Ma'at.
Man, hold up. Whoa, hold up. I'm sorry. Man. While you talking, I'm applying this. My brain is applying this stuff to situations and people, you know? And my friend was just talking to me and something just hit me. I was trying to tell him to stop lying to his wife. And oh man, it's so deep.
Yes. So now, if you follow the words and the commandments of Ma'at, I did not steal, I did not cheat. Your heart chakra is light as a feather. So when it's time for your transformation, you'll be a line. You won't be a sine curve.
Wow.
So you were born.
You're gonna move at that certain vibration, certain speed.
You're moving at light speed. You don't want to be sound speed. Because sound speed makes you physical.
And that's why they supposedly in this system is rewarded through malicious, through capitalism. Because they want you to corrupt yourself.
They want you to slow down.
Yeah.
So listen, if you're slow down here, they could use your energy. If you're moving at light speed, they can't catch you. So they catch you in a bottle, and they put your spirit in a grave and put a cross on you, and you are forever here under the name of some deity.
Wow.
So they capture your soul on earth. So
keep you in a loop.
So when you're in the graveyard, you're just like, why can't I leave this hell? Because you prayed to something on earth you can never leave. So the spirit has to be freed. And how do we free the spirit of those? So I'm giving you the infinite mind, the circular mind that has no beginning and end. And here, let me push it further. So there's no negative and positive. Let's go beyond yin and yang. So before you change and split into two, you were one. So once you start recognize left and right, day and night, you're divided in thought. Before you became a brain, you were a unicellular organ, right? Good. You were one cell. So you were one with the all. The minute you divide yourself into X and Y, man and woman,
you binary.
You're divided.
The binary. The binary. That's the binary. In the movie, they showing you that's man. Even the Oracle was a binary code. So it was the only one that wasn't registered as a binary code. Jeez. And he could do things that nothing else can do.
Yes.
He had infinite, whatever his mind, whatever he could, man, that's... he wasn't operating on the binary code. Oh, shit. This man, the anomaly.
Okay.
We talk about, it had to be about more than that, 4 years ago at least. And I'm still feeding off that conversation. 4 years, man.
We spoke?
Yeah, it was I know you don't remember it. I know you don't remember it. Because I saw you was doing a live video one day, and I tried to jog your memory. You was like, but it's cool. I remember it, though. Mm-hmm. I remember it. Because it was the first conversation we had. It was the first conversation. Mm-hmm. It was the first conversation. But I'm still feeding off of that conversation.
My student's been around me for 36 years. Mm-hmm. It took him 36 years to understand what I was saying. Let's get back to yin and yang and positive and negative. They separated our thoughts. And once, remember I taught you, as a man think, so is he. So what are you? You're an infinite change and balance. So you and your girlfriend have an argument. What do? You change how you communicate to balance with her. I told you not to go over there. You took my money. Okay, sweetie, I'm going to not speak, and I'm going to allow you to speak. Yeah, you better talk. Sweetie, text me. I'm going to be sitting over there. Just text me how you feel. You need to come talk to me right now. Okay, sweetie, I'm going to walk up the block. Just text me. I want to communicate to you via text. You just use change and balance. You change your location so your frequency won't collapse. And we need to buy this house. And I thought you said we're going to do this. Change your dreams and aspiration and your agenda. Change and balance is the only thing that works through the navigation among mankind. Because that's all you're doing every day you wake up. When you walk, you're changing and balancing. When you're driving, the car is changing and... Are you getting this thing now?
I'm hearing it.
So...
I'm processing. Man.
When you breathe in, you're changing and balancing. So... Your world that you live in is changing and balancing. Guess what you did? You started having dreams and aspiration because of the change that came through your television to make you become what you are. So you're being programmed. So you could change your mind. What they don't want us to do is to let go of the system and have a higher level of consciousness. Every man that has what they call a cult, a teacher, the teacher is so supreme and advanced. When the teacher's done with the student, they can't go any higher than what the teacher said. So they're obedient to the teacher. Now they just spread the message. And when they spread the message, people start getting free. But the problem is people change and balance, start getting freaky. Freedom doesn't mean recklessness. Okay?
Okay.
Balance is not nastiness. Balance is not freak. If you could manage 5 women, fine. If you could live in harmony, but the minute you start having argument, well, that's not a balance. That's not working.
That's not balance. Right.
So maybe you could balance with 1. If it's not balanced, it's not balanced. You have to correct it.
Right.
So a lot of men try to balance with all these women. So this new information I'm giving you, I'm still a baby with a rattle. It's just that I have a rattle in my hand, in my cradle, and you don't have a rattle. That's what makes me...
Right. I'm getting it now.
You see?
I'm forming my rattle now.
So I'm giving you a tool, a rattle in your hand to shake, so you could, like a magic wand, like a little stick. That's what I'm giving you. So when you use your magic wand, it works everywhere in the universe. You can create magic. That's what I'm giving you. I'm giving you a power that's in the universe. So when you see me teaching these people in Jamaica change and balance, and the rest of them, they must spin them head because, So some Jamaicans will call me mad, but not all Jamaicans will call me mad. It will take them 4 years to understand what I'm trying to say, what I'm saying. But they already overstand it and they already understand it because they are it.
Right.
The understanding is not processing. The overstanding never processes. Only your brain that you're using right now. And when you're going to sleep tonight, tomorrow you get up, your brain will like, what happened to us? We have been... So your brain is going to ask you tomorrow, what happened yesterday? You just got effed up.
Right.
Your whole world. I'm tapping into the infinite mind that all of us have.
Right.
And so since you have no beginning and end, so since you go back to your circle of one cell, no positive and negative, shit. If you're thinking, yes, my brother.
Damn.
In order to be balanced, you have to be negative is a circle, positive is a circle. Why I want to be 2 when I could be 1? Is that a better center? Why would I want to be, if I want to be centered, wouldn't I just want to be a circle? Why want to overlap? Why not just be a circle? When you're overlapping negative and positive, let's just make it a circle. Let's kill that. And once you do that, bro, once you center yourself as a circle, no negative, and once you start telling your brain, shut up, left brain, shut up, right brain, hey, I'm trying to tap into my universal mind. Remember, the brain just developed. First you were in a cave. You're a caveman.
Right.
So if you were a caveman, what makes you think you're somebody now? How long have you been a caveman? So you think you're somebody now? You're special? Because you can make a plane and you learn about nature, you learn how to fly? You didn't just get up and learn how to fly. Fly who taught you how to fly? A wasp was your teacher. If you're in a cave and you don't see a bird, you ain't going to think about flying. Huh? If the bat is not in the cave, you're not going to think. You can't be inspired until you're inspired. You dig what I'm saying? If you're in darkness, you're in darkness. You never seen it, you ain't gonna think it. So that's what the eyes are to the brain. So we have to get a hold of ourselves and calm down and breathe and say to ourselves, you know what? I got to get back to my center. I got to really start looking at these ants and having respect for them as my ancestors. I really got to try to do what the butterfly is doing. The butterfly is living in the now. And here I am worried about my kids. Let me teach my kids how to be butterflies living in the now. I did. I'm satisfied with this answer because I could use it I could use it to protect me. And guess what? I could change what I believe in to coexist with a Christian or a Muslim. So there's 4 laws I want to show you. The index finger is changed. Put up your index finger is changed. The index finger has changed. We're going to use the one next to that as what we call creation. It's a C, so we're using it. It's really formation, but let's call it creation, which is the infinite physical that we're seeing, right? Then we have connection, another C, another finger. Then the little finger we could call coexistence. When you wiggle all these fingers, what are they doing? They're changing. So the index finger pulls them together and say, hey, seal, all of you are change. So connection between us is changing, coexistence is changing, the creation is changing, and change itself is changing. Guess what? The big finger is balance. So when you open up your right hand, that's the answer to the universe. If you split your fingers apart, you get the laws. And you could create more laws, but the laws of coexistence, because of the law of connection, you have to coexist, you have to connect. You can't escape that. We need something to explain the connection. We need something to make us all agree on. The non-believers are going to say there's no God, right? The believers are going to say, so change and balance, nobody can deny it. We wanted an equation that no one can deny. Go to an atheist and let the atheist prove to you that there's no change in balance. Can't do it. This is why change and balance is so important. I sent an email to TED Talk so I could give a lecture on this. But whether they respond to me or not doesn't matter. The fact that I'm recording this and I could get this out to my people before I leave to the mountains or wherever I go to. My teaching must get out there. Because I don't care about me. I care about the consciousness going into mankind. So they could say, I did hear it. And most of the time when I speak like this, did he say, don't use the word create? Because it makes you think like something is being made. Doesn't it make you feel like something is being made out of thin air? And nothing is...
He's still trying to create with his mind.
You see. And that's what they did us. Now, that was a mind F. Now, that's what you call mind effing. What they did to us.
That's a serious one. That's a serious one.
So
that's a serious one. Because even my mind is still trying to...
How do you make...
Even right now, I understand what you're saying, and my mind is still trying to fight and say, what do you mean? Something out of nothing. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean something out of nothing?
You can't make something out of nothing. So nothing is created.
Man.
The concept is that there's a dude making things in the universe.
Man. And it's always been a dude. It's always been a dude.
Always been a dude.
Always been a dude. It's always been that, man. Whether we want, always been a dude. The Most High. God created. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so who created God? Oh, God has no beginning, no end.
Okay, good. Now let's stick there for a second. This is good. So God has no beginning and you're part of God. What does that make you? So they just didn't know what God was doing. If God is a circle and an infinite 8, whatever it is, what is it doing? It's changing and balancing infinitely.
Do you know how much, and I have to use this word, you know how much shit we can let go? Do you know how much baggage and shit we can let go if we came to the realization that there is no freaking creation, man?
Because what did I give you? The answer to the universe. I gave you what God is. All, equal, change, and balance. You can't just say God is a vibration or electromagnetic energy. You have to use God in your relationship, in your bank account, in your lemonade, in your potter's wheel, in the seahorse, in the black hole, in the light on the television, and in your retina, in your nose and in your ears drum. You have to know what God is doing to recognize God, to use God as a tool among your fellow men and animals, birds, and governments. You see what I'm saying? So what these two words that we call change and balance, some other culture or the ants or the butterfly might, they're living it. It's not even a word to them. It's a livity. The birds don't like, yo, what are y'all doing? Yo, we over here changing balance, son. But the dog is like, hoo, hoo. What are they doing? Change their vocal cords to balance. Are they talking? Yeah. So if I become a change and a balance, I'll be healthier. I'll be happier. I'll make better decisions to balance with my, hey, sweetie, baby, what do you want for lunch? I want to go to the restaurant and get some lobster. Well, let me check my bank account. Well, for us, I'm seeing we don't have enough money. Well, should I go get a second job? Because I could get you that lobster. Okay, go ahead. Oh, okay, I'll go get some more hours and I'm satisfying my baby. All right, next week we go get lobster. I'll work some extra hours. That's a change and a balance. You don't tell her, baby, you know I ain't got no money, shut up. You know what I'm saying? All of us in our philosophical mind are here to enhance and to challenge each other so our brain can also go on a journey. Our mind loves this new journey because you're open up the mind now to infinite possibilities. So if you don't have the infinite mind, you will never find the infinite you. The mind will always block you from finding you.